Soldiers from all over the 451st Expeditionary Sustainment Command came together for the second annual Best Warrior competition, hosted by the 89th Sustainment Brigade in Kansas City, Missouri.
You know, on the first day we got here, we took an exam. The exam was actually very, very straightforward. You know, if you studied, you understood the material.
Before going in front of the NCO board, the soldiers wrote an essay on the Army values.
Specialist Sanger reporting to the President of the Board.
The board of 3 command sergeant majors peppered the soldiers with all types of questions, from the Army regulations to the current news of the day.
What Army regulation?
It's not just someone good at one task. It's an all-around encompassing a best warrior. So you send them out in the battlefield, they're going to have the knowledge to do multiple tasks here and there.
After changing into their ACUs, the soldiers were issued their weapons and mounted up for their hour-long drive to Camp Clark.
Max convoy speed will be 50.
As the soldiers arrived at Camp Clark, there was no time wasted.
You got 20 minutes.
One of the first tasks after arriving was to take the Army physical fitness test.
I try to stay always physically ready. You know, I feel like if my old trainer called me up to take a fight tomorrow, I'd be ready to do it. If they threw a surprise PT test in, I'm ready to do it.
The competitors pushed themselves as hard as their bodies would let them. Over the next 2 days, the pace of competition would become more intense.
They need to be on the road here in 10 minutes. They ain't going to make the 3 hours.
Late into the night, the competitors start the night land navigation.
After you find your fifth point, you beat feet right here, okay?
Trying to find all of their navigational points proves to be a lot harder than you think.
All right.
None.
Okay.
And nil.
You're kidding me.
The next day starts out well before the sun rises, at 0500, with a 12-mile ruck march and a 30-pound rucksack. The competitors finally reach the finish line with no time to lose.
Nice job. Nice job.
Nice job.
They then turn around and go right into pistol qualification, along with their rifle competition.
What's going to happen when that starts to absorb all that blood?
Then it's on to Army Warrior tasks, which test soldiers' knowledge and abilities of everyday soldier skills.
We'll correct for 90 degrees.
The non-stop testing continues with day-land navigation.
Fight!
Then it's straight to combatives, lasting well into the night. The next day ends with one final test, the 200-meter swim.
The worst for me was the swimming event because I was tired and it was the last day and I gave it my all.
Sergeant Matthew Morelan.
Sergeant Matthew Morelan won the non-commissioned officers section of the Best Warrior competition.
Specialist Brian Sanger.
The winner of the junior enlisted was Specialist Sanger.
It was very challenging, but I felt that the preparation that I had was very sufficient.
For one, just taking time out of their weekend to come up here and compete is a big deal.
Specialist Sanger plans on spending what remains of his weekend with his wife, and also
going straight to bed after I get home.
And one of the best rewards a tired warrior can get. Reporting from Camp Clark, Missouri, I'm Army Sergeant First Class Daniel Symonds.